The branches are receiving their
office and the Vice President's office, our technical team, our partners from various agencies including civil society organizations, colleague members of parliament who have graced this occasion. We are so thrilled with excitement as a ministry to have hosted this first ever event of bringing the cultural leaders together and discussing connections between government and their kingdoms, putting heads together to tap into the advantages of the existence and restoration of the cultural institutions. We are happy that this event has occurred for 2 days. It was a hectic one, but no single person, even from the register, has either walked away midway or has gone away, and everybody has been very attentive from the time we started to the end of this session. I really want to take this pleasure to thank you so much for the time you have invested in, for the commitment, and this resonates with the commitment of government, and also those that cherish the cultural institutions for how it has been instrumental to maintain them and continue with them to this date. Your Royal Highnesses will know what it takes to run a cultural institution. It's an expensive venture, it's a big sacrifice, but it is a worthwhile sacrifice because it is a calling from God. Leadership is a calling from God. Some of you are not elected, are hereditary, but you are trained to become a leader who is cherished by the people from childhood to death. Some of you, it is an elective office which you hold and you have maintained your term of office and you have been able to others step down after the term of office, others seek re-election, but it's been peaceful. Our communities have remained very peaceful where we have led them. We know there are a few cultural institutions and kingdoms for which we are still working with government, specifically with the president, to ensure that some of the issues in the process of gazettement are done. So kindly give us the opportunity to conclude that session, and I'm happy that they have kept around and they have kept working, and there is a lot of progress. We also know that the President of the Republic of Uganda has cultural institutions at heart. He has pronounced himself several times. He has met the cultural leaders, even without the ministry, and sometimes with the ministry. He has made connections with them. He has supported some of those who may have challenges here and there. Bank on this president. Bank on Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. It is not obvious that cultural institutions exist alongside with government in other places. That's why you see in Congo, there are about 5 million Wakonjo, but it is 1 million Wakonjo in Uganda which has a king. In Arua, is it Arua? There are 7 Arua. It is 7 million people in Congo, Arua people in Congo. While in Uganda it is only 1.1 million people, and it is only in Uganda where the king is restored. So working closely and in harmony between central government and the kingdoms is not a small matter. But it's only President Museveni who could manage it, sustain it, and there has been harmony among all. Secondly, he has ensured that the kingdoms are supported. In this particular year, he pronounced himself and made a very strong directive in cabinet to ensure that the resources for the cultural institutions and leaders are ring-fenced. No one has a right to touch it. Don't even think about it. It's a no-go zone for any alteration, for anything else. So that is why we have been able to make it here. If it was not for that, perhaps it would be difficult. I also want to state that his wish for the cultural leaders to get cars is already in the pipeline. I wouldn't wish to speak much longer, or I would preempt, or I would already done in the minister's message. But being a docket holder, the number of things I know are to become part of the leadership in the cultural institutions. When we mentioned 1+3, at least one should be a woman. I have seen women come. Some cultural institutions have even brought 2. So saying at least one does not mean it should only be one. But remember, affirmative action distorted the thinking that we should only end at 30%. No, it is at least. And I've seen many women mobilizing for the coronations of different cultural institutions. And where a woman has mobilized, organized, there has been success. So we thank you so much for that trust and also for the cooperation. I want to thank you for the community I've read. Many of the issues I've read through, it's a very progressive communique. It shows that culture evolves and this culture is evolving positively. And the world before us will be a better place because of our cultural institutions. Honorable Minister, I want to take this honor and privilege to invite you to close the 2 days workshop that we have held with the various cultural institutions. None of them has absconded, each of them.
For organizing, we bring ideas, but if the technical team does not follow it through, then it becomes a problem. Let's thank them very much. In a special way, I want to thank all of you, Your Royal Highnesses, for coming. Since yesterday, we sat, we spoke, you sat in this room, and today you sat through until we are closing. Really, please give a hand of clap for this. I thank you so much for the commitment you have exhibited. And in a special way, I want to thank the Special Advisor to His Excellency the President on Buganda Affairs, Wechitiba Sebunya, for sitting here at his age, tolerating us and the discussion and the wisdom that he comes with in this sector. Let us also congratulate Honorable Alisemera. I'm told you have got a queen recently. Is it true? You come and tell us how to be able to ensure that your social structure supports the widows. Where there are orphans, you have been able to ensure that the orphans are educated, the orphans are fed. This supports the structure of government in ensuring that some of these social challenges are addressed. If you are not there and those norms and those social cohesion is not being implemented and supported by you, I'm sure we will have so many social problems related to orphans on the street, widows on the street, and so many others. So as a ministry, we look at your role as promoting unity. A number of you are doing that, resolving conflicts, promoting and preserving the norms the values and practices that are positive in cognizance with the Constitution of Uganda. We are also seeing more and more of how these people are mobilizing the population in driving development agenda. If you look at, for example, in Uganda, the campaign for coffee production, coffee plantation, the increase arose with the much production in Buganda because of that drive of Buganda Kingdom. Let us thank that initiative, which is being given. I have met the particular, he has briefed me. If you look at, for instance, a number of you are driving scholarships in your kingdoms. Some of you are into issues of tourism. Pape Morimoro has been able to help us organize one of the first event at Tekere Festival, which was very successful. So that mobilization of the community for modern agriculture, for ensuring that the cultural norms are handled, those initiatives complement government initiative for driving the socio-economic agenda of this country. Let us give them a clap. I want to thank those who are driving alternative justice. If you saw what happened in the case of Acholi, when there was that very hyped issue around the killing of one Akena, you saw what happened, where this group said, yes, we have been convicted, but we want to go to the custom of Acholi and ask for forgiveness. You saw what happened. The paramount chief of Acholi was able to bring these people together. Then the person who accepted that they did wrong was taken through the traditional alternative justice system. And that community, I'm sure, has forgiven. Those are the fundamentals. That what are those positive things that can be done which will not tear the community and not tear the country apart? So alternative justice system that we are seeing being practiced in your community, instead of taking people into jail, you bring them together, you talk to them, you harmonize them and allow them to agree on how to reconcile and how to be punished within the alternative traditional justice system. This is supporting us in ensuring the jails are not full. Because to have people in the jail means you need a budget to feed them, you need a budget to carry them to courts. Now for us, the juvenile system, we are having problems. The juveniles who commit crime, the places where we keep them now are full. And yet we do not have a mechanism of taking them every day to court. So if you do this work at your level, you are supporting us. So for us as a ministry, you are very critical in influencing the community positively, in ensuring that you guide the community for development, in ensuring that you promote unity and inclusivity. For us, people can quarrel along the clan, along what, but you promote that unity among the people. You promote dialogue among the people. There are so many of you that sometimes will tell us, no, this matter, first leave it. We are having dialogue. You can see among you, we have some cultural institutions, they have conflict. And they have told us, first give us time. Let us try dialogue. So already they are having dialogue, and we want to request that please support government in ensuring that conflicts are resolved through engagement, through dialogue, through reconciliation. Because if you promote this pillar as an ideology in your community, then those that are growing up to become ministers, members of parliament, will also come with the perspective that dialogue engagement is the best practice for resolving conflict, even political question. Your community will pursue, the politicians you elect will come at a national level to pursue the policy of dialogue, of engagement, of reconciliation. So you are a strong pillar to a country like Uganda, where we are still based on tribe, on religion. You as the people we look up to, I'm not sure any politicians does not visit. When now you're going to have a lot of campaigns starting, I'm sure politicians will be visiting you every now and then. So we appeal that for a peaceful election, you play a critical role in ensuring that you advise those who are playing politics to play politics of love, politics of engagement, of dialogue, so that we don't tear each other apart. Because when they tear each other, when they go to the district, when they go to parliament, when they come to the position, it becomes so difficult again to bring people together. So I want to really thank you for the commitment of being here. We want to commit that the resolution, what we discussed yesterday privately, and what we have resolved here in public, is going to form a document that myself and Honorable Minister of State and our technical team will prepare. His Excellency the President has already indicated that he is going to meet you. This meeting was a precursor to listen to you and give him ahead of time all the issues that you have raised, all the issues that you want clarification from him. So what we have discussed, we are going to put in a document. We are going to brief HE the President, so that also when he meets you, he will have a private meeting with you as the kings alone and answer all the issues that you have raised with concrete proposal, because there will be time within which he can meet all the government MDS, Minister of Finance, those in URA and all that, so that when the President meets you, he's now answering to some of the issues you've raised. But we remain committed as a ministry. We welcome the discussion and the resolution, and I can commit on behalf of Minister of Gender, Labor and Social Development and Government that we will continue to work with you so that together we can work collectively for a shared mission, vision of social economic development. With that, I now declare this workshop closed. Thank you very much.
And those are things that I encourage you within, because I know you, the kingdoms have got the technical wings. Let them use these documents and you integrate and align your development plans to that. So when the Office of the Prime Minister is monitoring, then we shall know that Kingdom X is doing very well. If you're doing that comparative analysis after monitoring and evaluating, then we can know during the process of monitoring which kingdom needs more support, which kingdom requires some technical advice. So that is an important thing. And the second one is monitoring and evaluation. The office does the monitoring and evaluation of the implementation of programs to assess progress and performance. Then there is the overseeing of the evaluation of programs outcomes to determine effectiveness and the impact on the target population. Because you know, you may invest a lot of money, but after a certain time, then when you do that impact evaluation, you need to know whether you've got an impact out of what you've been doing for a long time. The case in point is the UPE. Since 1997, if you read the reports now, how UPE has gained and has contributed, there is a lot that you can really appreciate. And four is the Office of the Prime Minister is strengthen the coordination, monitoring and evaluation and reporting frameworks and systems across government. this is an area where we, as the Office of the Prime Minister, want to make sure that in terms of retrieval, in terms of access of information, you can just click a button and know how many, say for example in District X, how many pupils are in all the primary schools within that X district. How many schools within a click of a button? What is the teacher-pupil ratio? What is the pupil desk ratio? You see? So those are the systems that the office is trying to generate and build and establish within the different entities. Then enhance response capacity to refugee response and emergency management. You do realize that the Office of the Prime Minister is responsible for the refugee management, and you realize that Uganda is one of the countries that has welcomed refugees and is doing very well. It is supporting the refugees, and there are a lot of programs. So as cultural leaders, we realize that there are those districts that are hosting refugees. So as cultural leaders, where are you in as far as these refugee issues in terms of the host districts are concerned? So these are some of the issues that we need to look at and interface with you cultural leaders to see to it that you are part and parcel of the development agenda. Then also identify obstacles and challenges to service delivery. This is one of the things that the office largely focus on. Because if you're performing at 90%, we feel very okay. But our question is the 10%. Why aren't you performing at 100%? So the office is interested in finding those challenges, and then through the coordination, we invite the relevant ministries for discussion on how to mitigate those kind of challenges. For example, we've got a challenge in terms of, say, irrigation water for production. So who are the key ministries here? We've got Ministry of Water, we've got Ministry of Agriculture, we've got the local governments. So that means that the issue is of multi-sectoral nature. So we need to coordinate this issue to see to it that we mitigate some of the key challenges that are curtailing service delivery in local governments. The performance management tracking, the office tracks the performance of government programs against set targets and indicators. And for those of you who have been participating in annual performance reviews, the recently concluded one was in Bunyonyo, and this is where you even find how districts are performing. So if you're a cultural leader in District X, you should be concerned, because all these people are your subjects. So if your subjects are not doing well, then it means that the kingdom is also not doing its job. So this is something that we need to look at. Then we do the collaboration and partnership. And when we're doing the collaboration and partnership, we utilize platforms. For example, when we are dealing with collaborating with the development partners, we have what we call the National Partnership Forum. And this is a high-level platform which brings together all the ambassadors, key players in the different embassies and governments to really discuss the development agenda, and that is one of them. Then we also have what we call the Presidential Ministers Roundtable. This is a forum, a platform which was established by His Excellency the President, and as government we have had about 6 phases of the PIRT, which brings together investors in the country to discuss and harmonize on issues of investment and how to help the country improve in terms of programming planning. Because, for example, when you look at SAGE, the livelihood programs, we've got the youth livelihood program, and I know under Ministry of Gender, all these things are being discussed, but I wanted to put emphasis. You know, if you don't change the minds of the youth that this program, the money you are given, is not for eating, is not for marrying, but it is for doing investment. And the investments will help you get employment, because the essence of some of these programs is to enhance income, but through employment. So this is something that cultural leaders, you're supposed to, to help government by way of contributing. In yoga, I've given the example of yoga, sage. Now we've got the parish development model. And I think this is something that as cultural leaders, you need to take interest, you need to take, I don't know how I can put it, Mr. Mondo, but this is an area where you really need to interest yourselves, because now this is the model. That's why they are calling it a last mile. You know, previously we used to plan using the district approach. So planning was based at the district, but here we are now saying planning should be based at parish level. For example, when you talk about the education policy, if the education policy is saying that we should have a primary school, a government-aided primary school at every parish. So it is you, the cultural leader, working with the government to say, oh, I am what? Are the parishes having? I think this is an issue that we need to engage in. We've realized we have 10 parishes, but out of the 10, it's only 6. So what about the remaining 4? This is where now you say the district, me as a cultural leader, I have found out an issue. As a policy in education, we are supposed to have a government-aided primary school in every parish. But we have 4 parishes without a government-aided primary school. Can we now consider this as a priority, as you're planning? So that's why whenever they are calling you for budget consultative meetings, these are some of the issues. You go when you have facts. But when you are going to such discussions without facts, definitely they will say, our cultural leader is interested in just building the kingdom. But what are the precepts of the kingdom? Those are some of the things. Health services, education. So that's why I want us to really take the issue of PDM as a serious issue. And you can see that His Excellency he has put emphasis on this. So we should really be able to put emphasis on PDM so that we move together. Then
will also be done in the launch where the kings and the prime ministers will be meeting at lunchtime. Thank you so much. Go in peace and do everything. Have lunch.
What is happening here? Bami Achon Oneli, David Acham II, for his exceptional contribution towards protection of the alternative justice system in his community. Congratulations. The third award is the fourth accolade is awarded to His Royal Highness Omen Engo Robert Obara for his exceptional contribution towards promotion of modern agricultural practices in his community. In his community. The next
award is dedicated to serial level. It means you have been following and you have done it thoroughly and you have done it at your own cost, and this is not anything that should not go without being appreciated. So members over there, and this is Royal Highness will be exempted from planning, but the other ones over there is no Governor Nadiope the First for his exceptional contribution towards promotion of health through malaria eradication in his community. This one has massively mobilized this job behind. Thank you so much. Please, the rest of us, please give him a hand of applause. It costs you nothing, it has costed him time. Thank you. This is have a framework through which justice really is done at no cost. Thank you. Congratulations. For his exceptional contribution towards promotion of wealth creation through coffee growing in his community. I'm happy the lady is receiving it. We have not seen many women coming up here to receive on behalf of their king. Congratulations.